tushaanza huko live. Unajua live lazima ikuaje? Sasa unataka tuweke live gani, ya TikTok ama Instagram?
Yote.
Yeah, sasa hizo huwezi weka at the same time, either uenda moja.
Unasema yote.
So hiyo labda tufanye ya nini moja, ya kama tunaenda live Facebook ama nini, tuende live Facebook.
By the way, unajua Facebook inalipanga
ukifika place fulani.
Kitu niliona kuna tunafanyanga, lazima uwe verified.
Lazima ufikie.
No, ni verification.
Lazima ufike, kuna zile requirements, ni kama tu YouTube ama nini, wakati requirements zenye lazima ufikie. Ndio ukuwe eligible.
Then uko na say 5000.
Lakini ni kazi juu kama mimi nimejaribu bado. Na nimekaanga Facebook for the longest time. So sio rahisi, lazima ukuwe una generate legit content na watu inafikia watu, and then ina engage.
Then niliona pia background, ukitoa kitu na background sauti ya ngoma fulani ichukuliwe ama isikike, yeye analipwa au ulipwi.
Hata wanaimute. Facebook iko very strict na unajua YouTube unaweza upload walipe yule msee ichukue tu isimute, lakini Facebook huwa wana mute. So tuseme venye tunaongea hivi na kuna music watamute. Sasa hatutasikika. So Facebook inakuwa very strict. I think na Instagram I'm not sure. Lakini YouTube you can use music, lakini if you are earning and ume-use music ya hautaearn hiyo video. Utaenda yule. So discussion ya leo lakini umekuwa aje bana?
Nimekuwa poa. Feel fit at least leo nimeanza ku work out.
Uliambiwa nini imekufanya mpaka uende ku work out?
Niliambiwa nisikae kama trainer.
Ni mwili tu uko nayo.
Lakini sikae kama trainer.
Umefinya mguu leo?
Nimefinya legs.
Nimefinya kama mguu jana. Sasa niko sawa leo. Monday siku hizi hainipeangi pressure. So leo tunaongelea mambo ya trainers, especially for people who are looking for training. If you are joining a gym ama you want to start your fitness journey, then how do you identify a good trainer? Because tuseme mtu mwenye hajui mambo ya fitness pia anaweza kosa kujua
kama trainer is being required.
Kama trainer ni mzuri ama si mzuri basically. And we also say that the kind of trainer that you will get will determine a lot on how you look. Ukipata trainer anapenda cardio, endurance yako itakuwa high lakini hauna muscle. Ukipenda msee anapenda kulift, trainer anapenda kulift, of course strength na nini, mwili utakuwa fit lakini maybe endurance pia inaweza kuwa chini. So sometimes kitu ni ile unafaa utafute trainer maybe ako balance in a way, mwenye anajua ku mix both for maximum.
First you need to know what you really want.
Good.
Exactly what you really want.
So like sample ya goals ni gani? Like
maybe weight loss. Gain muscles. Maybe there are those ones maybe to come to the gym just to have to get endurance. Peke yake.
Na kuna wale wa vibes.
Then na kuna wale wanataka tu nutrition peke yake. People have got different goals. But before you start looking for a trainer, you need to know specifically your goals and what you really want.
Muhimu sana. Sijui mbona nafili kamera inakuangalia sana. Okay. Sijui. Okay, that's good. So so we are going to look at maybe the things that you look for wakati unaangalia trainer maybe. Of course some especially if you don't have those big goals, this might not matter a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
Haimaanishi that kama hutaona hizi vitu inamaanisha ati trainer ni mbaya. No, kitu ni ile they matter to some extent, but also
you have a role to play.
Yeah.
As an individual.
Yeah, true. So, number one ni educational background. and maybe certifications. And basically it's having foundational knowledge on things like anatomy, biomechanics, like basically nutrition, yeah. Like hizo vitu like physiology,
program design,
yeah. And like mtu anaelewa, they know at least the basics, because those are just the basics of fitness. Ndio unajua at least mtu anaelewa mwili inawaka aje, na maybe kama mtu anaingia nutrition ina affect aje mwili. So those are some of the things that sometimes certification inaweza saidia kuonyesha like this person already ashapitia, but then sometimes not all trainers have that.
Yeah, true.
And that doesn't mean that kama trainer hana certification,
he's not qualified.
Exactly, yeah. But then the main essence of having that kind of educational background, basically most of the time is for safety.
Yeah, no.
Watu wengi wao upata injury kwa gym, like in their life wanaweza kosa kupata injury, but then wakikuja gym the probability of getting injured is very high.
And also part of it, I came to realize during the workout, you might train a lawyer, a doctor, so there are some difficult questions they can ask you just to measure your brain capacity and if you have content. So the moment you don't answer them the way it's supposed to be done, definitely they will just look at you as in a low level.
Okay. And also even the bigger essence of it, because most of the time people who really need fitness in what we call special populations, these are people who have various challenges. Maybe ni mtu akona lifestyle disease. So tuseme kama trainer hana any information about how to deal with such a client,
yeah, definitely,
they may even make the situation worse. Tuseme umeletewa mtu akona blood pressure, yeah, na hujawahi train mtu akona blood pressure ama you don't understand what blood pressure is. Ama
for example as an asthmatic person,
yes, such a
kadi hapo class mbaya
sana
unapitisha kadi hatari.
So inakuwa ni you can kill someone basically if you don't have that knowledge, because you have to be careful with such a people who maybe even the old ones. Lazima uelewe programming ya mtu mzee, programming ya mtu ako na asthma, programming ya mtu mwenye ako diabetes, whatever. Yeah? So that background knowledge is really essential.
Yeah,
so even if as a trainer kama hujaenda shule, you can always read this information. Is available online. Yeah, it's available online. So that's one thing. So basically to cater for a wider audience, and also for safety as we have said, yeah? And also for efficiency, like client pia wana kuna results in what we are doing, si eti na kulipa tu na hakuna kitu yenye napata in return.
Yeah, it's true.
Kuna kitu kingine ungependa kuongezea hapa? On that
also pia you might find a trainer anakuambia you definitely will achieve your goal, but the programming of the program design is not good on how it's supposed to be done.
Okay.
For example, if a client comes to the gym maybe a period of 3 months, you must stick to a specific workout that target different muscle for a period of 12 weeks. Then at least maweza ita change. Okay. But ukipata msee yuko programming vile inafaa, ni kuchange workout, pia mwili itashangaa. You won't see result, guess.
Yeah. But then I've come also to believe that programming, your periodization really works most kwa watu wenye wako na goals, sana specific goals, extreme goals. But then for a normal gym person, basically, even if you are basically moving or the weight.
Because I noticed there are these people are called novice. Novice people, they just come to the gym, they only do maybe kama ni cardio peke yake na maenda wako sawa. Kama ni deadlift wako tu sawa, wameenda.
Yes.
So people have got different nini.
Yeah, some people basic gym goer, actually they don't need much programming. They can see results with just following just normal programming of the gym. because we have seen that even from not only evidence based but then from experience. Kuna yule mtu ni wa clients wangapi unafanyanga programming? Very few. Very few unless ni PT kabisa amekulipa hiyo, but then like basically mtu mmeweka tu leo ni mguu, kesho hivyo CrossFit. Yeah, that's normal program and it works for most people.
Then also ukipanga hizo kuweka, I came to realize clients wako na mambo zao pia. You might make a program, but the program that you have set, the client at first he will agree with the program, but the time goes, she finds or he finds what they love doing the most. So they also want you to include that in the mix. So moment you don't mix it, utabaki umebaki peke yako. Cause ile kitu, kwani Mzangila tulikuwa nafanya Bulgarian leo, kwani tulikatia story? So hivyo.
Yeah, it's also good because also hiyo kitu wenye unasema I have clients when this is not good, I love this, and I realize for me what I do is when I'm doing this programming, I do it and then I send the client. And then I ask them, what do you think of the program? And then atakwambia, this, maybe you need to add this, because kila client akuna ile favorite workout yenye anataka, and it's good for you to consider also what they enjoy. As much as you're doing programming, hata kama utaiweka huko nyuma kabisa, bora ajifanye the workout for bora ameiona hapo, it's kind of satisfying to them. So for me, that's what I do. If there's an exercise that you love, I will always include it, and I will find a way for it to supplement whatever we are doing.
Yeah, it's not what works for you.
Exactly.
What works for the clients. For example, today we were arguing here at the gym when we were working out. I was saying like squats, it doesn't work for everyone.
Yeah.
Because you find that those people at all, they have long femur. So, and squat is a very complex exercise.
Yeah, true.
So you might be doing squat thinking it's going to the legs, but it's going to the entire body.
Yeah. I'm at the back.
Yeah, I'm at the back. So kuna wale the squats can do. We're not saying that people don't do squat. What's funny?
Yeah.
But at least inaingia
penye nafaa.
So you just do what works for you.
Yeah, what works for you. Because also there are so many types of squats. You can modify the way you want. So lazima ufanye barbell squat. You can do the whatever goblet. You can do the briefcase. So there are many types of hiyo yenye umefanya ya belt. Yeah. So there are different kinds of I think which kama hiyo ni mzuri sana because it doesn't really work your back like the barbell squat.
And even if it works, it's kidogo sana, but once you're done with the movement, the pain just disappears.
Okay. So number 2, it's experience and specialization, whereby we say experience in refining your skill.
It's the best teacher.
Yeah. So if someone is experienced, the better for you. Yeah. You don't want a trainer mwenye anakuja ku-experience na wewe. Yeah. Because
ana guess what question anakuja kujaribu na wewe.
Anakuja kujaribu na wewe. And you'll know this if a trainer is experienced because you'll find him or her handling different levels of clients. Unazapata anajua beginner, advanced, like akona all these types of. Lakini ukienda kwa nini utajua very fast, utagundua maybe yeye ana handle beginners peke yake kama ana clients wengi. Ukiangalia clients wake ni kama sometimes unaweza ona they don't know much. Yeah, not that they don't know what they are doing, but then they don't know much. So unajua maybe ni wageni ama kama ana figure things out.
Ama the client also might be experienced.
Yeah.
But the way the toughness that the other client, the client away, is seeing what you're doing. Might be scared of coming to you because anaona ni kama utakuwa mkali. I'm also using an example leo. The client I was training hapa. Nimekuwa mkali naye ndio wako tiingie. Mwenye nilikuwa nimtrain akaogopa because of that.
Okay. That makes sense. So experience umesema ni mambo na skill. So if someone is experienced, they are skilled, they are better at it. So specialization is whereby someone maybe ameamua mimi nita focus on cardio, me am a cardio person. Kama wewe ni mtu unataka kutrainiwa cardio, kuja cardio. Kama wewe kuna mwingine amechagua strength. Kuna mwingine amechagua hypertrophy. So kila mtu, kuna mwingine yeye ameamua mimi ni wa maadhi peke yake. Mwingine yeye ni wazee, mwingine maybe mimi ni mambo na mobility, so
mimi ni novice peke yake.
Mimi ni beginners too. Yeah. So specialization is also good. Now that's where you said where your goals are. Knowing what your goals are so that you go to someone who goes like handles such a specific cases. Kama ni strength unaenda direct kwa coach mwenyewe. Kama
ni weight loss, ni weight loss.
Yeah, juu kuna coaches wamefanya hiyo kitu. Yeah. So and basically inakuwa easier for you if you get that, because now you already gone to a trainer who knows what they are doing. So achieving or realizing your goals becomes easier kabisa. Na wewe na pia experience inakuwa better like kuliko someone is unajua ni kama una feel ni kama akupei the best. Number 3, communication and interpersonal skills.
That's hapo ndio unaona shida hapo. That's where the problem comes in. You find this client who are not empathetical in terms of they don't understand the client.
The trainers, that is.
Yeah, you don't understand the client. First, you need to know the client is always right at all costs.
Not always. I disagree on that.
No, in terms of...
Okay.
Not is always like always.
Okay.
At the end of the day, there are those things you can disagree and also agree. But the moment the client aikwambia kitu tena naona hivi, I think because maybe the client, because it's pay, wanabaki
pia clients wanakuanga, kuna wenye wanafanyanga hivyo kichwa ngumu juu wanakulipa.
Then in real sense wanaona ni kama
they are rude kind of. Kunao. But then I also think it will depend on how the coach is. And what we are saying in this, it's good as a coach to learn the basic communication skills. Yeah, I've seen a coach mwenye hata hajui Kizungu, can't construct sentences in English, because now if you can't communicate, you are limiting yourself. Client akikuja anajua tu Kizungu peke yake. It means you have lost that client. Amwezi elewana. So,
and what if the client doesn't know English? Na ni mspe, anaongea tu Kispe
or Spanish.
I think you can also
use exercise.
You can do in terms of demonstrating.
Yeah, demonstrating is okay. But then now where you are disseminating information, because now you have to explain concepts, because as we are saying, the reason we are doing this is because we are explaining fitness concepts basically. So you also have to be in a position to explain concepts simply kwa watu mwenye mko same level. Let's say like Kenyans tunaelewana Kizungu na Kiswahili na Sheng. Like you should be able to be in a position that you can explain that concept kwa mtu mwenye aelewe basically without using this science in whatever language. So that's basic. Kueleza mtu this is how a proper squat is done. Without even your demonstration peke yake can work, but then can you explain it to a client? Ama akikuuliza hii na work, kwa nini nifanye hivi, unaweza mueleza? Because that's a thing, mtu si unaulizwa wangu hii na target nini ya nini, kwa nini tunafanya?
Apart by the actually even apart from where is target, a client, even the form, why is it supposed to be that? Burst out.
Yes.
There are a lot of things in terms of fitness.
Communication, and then also being approachable, interpersonal skills, like you can be able to talk to a client. Unajua kama trainers kwa nini wanaweka mtu pale wanaenda. Wakwambia fanya. But client ana feel ni kama they are not valued because you are not even talking to them, you are not engaging them.
Another thing, you're just focusing with the client, then the client asks you a question. You have no idea even the client has done kama ni the same reps that you've gave the client. Ama amepungua amekudanganya because you are not focusing to the client, you're just on your phone all the time.
Yeah.
Ama umepiga lap na ujiambie client you haven't told the client give me 1 minute I'm coming, umeishia.
Yeah, that's also a thing. Kuna matrainer wengi, by the way, that thing nimeiona online whereby clients are complaining. Yes, siku hizi matrainer ni kupea tu nini, wanaenda kwa masimu tu. So there's a thing. Hata mimi siku hizi I learned not to use my phone during, unless like
And imagine
ati nikiwa na clients, see my try as much as kuna time tu ina
but I think if you tell the client give me a minute,
you don't remember because now mnaanza kuzoeana mpaka you see now you are in a position of authority where you are a teacher, so these are student whether they are older than you or not, so we unaweza fanya vitu zenye mata but then it's upon you to have some principles that this is how I run my things. Yeah, so and then kuna wale manini matrainers pia hawataki clients might know things. Yeah, they might know things, they might be learned, wanatushinda. So kuna wale manini wanaambia sidhani kama inafanywa hivi, then trainer anakasirika yani. They don't like being questioned.
But that's what is really going on nowadays. Hadi wewe trainer ukikwambia trainer mwingine afanye hivi, hataki kuambiwa.
Kuna hiyo kitu mazee. So mpaka inakuwa ni ngumu, like you don't know everything. Unaweza pata mtu amekuja client ni nutritionist, like this is what they do, so they are telling you this and this and this, na wewe unamwambia
ama amekama nutrition unamwambia carbs ni mzuri.
So like
Tambo, that's what by the way is used to happen to us. You think that carbs is unaona protein ni mbaya sana.
Even fats, they were being demonized. So it's good also for a trainer for you to know, like if they are receptive, if at least like wanna listen, like you can have a conversation one-on-one. Na pia if they can give constructive feedback, like ukisema kitu badala kwambia wewe piga squat acha kunisumbua, you know. Like anaweza kwambia, you know, hiyo squat unaifanya vizuri but then we could do better, you know. That's constructive feedback. Hata una encourage.
Ama the level that you have reached iko sawa, but you can do lower than that.
Yeah. So that effective communication, that's a basic thing for any trainer. So if you are going into fitness,
so this thing that I came across, nimefikiria, this is what I tell the client nowadays, even when I'm doing classes, the time you're preparing yourself from home, you're coming to the gym. Basically, the 30 minutes before you come to the gym, just prepare your mindset psychologically. You're coming to the gym. You're only coming to the gym. Hadi historia kwa simu kila time. Na si ati job, ni kwa simu tu kila time. It's also pia inafanya client, pia trainer, morale inaenda.
No, you have to. Yeah, true. That's true. And also, it's good that when you, as a trainer.
But for example, you cannot be waiting. You have only 1 hour to finish with the client. Maybe then you go to attend to the other client. Then the client kwa simu, ama amepiga lap hapo, anarudi, still waiting for the client. Time itaisha. Then the moment unamwambia utakwenda, you train sana.
But then you are the boss. You have not set your rules.
Yeah, that's what I'm just saying.
Okay. Yeah, you train. I
think that's where the contract comes in, huh?
Not even contract. This, if you are in my class, phones, mnachanga kwa reception sama unless it's an emergency call. Tuachana na si unaona hata mimi situmii simu yangu. If you value my time, I will also value your time. So it's upon you na ni kama venye ukiwa kampo ama ukiwa high school, mwalimu alikuwa na set rules, you set the same rules, yeah. So yep. So number 4, assessment and personalization abilities. So a good trainer doesn't offer one size fit all programs. Thus they should be able to see when umesema your goals, kama wewe ni weight loss, kama yule ni muscle, kama ni yule ni
the assessment. That one actually, I think it should be done the first day the client comes in.
Yeah.
First, the goals comes in even in the assessment. You have come
for PT. That should be.
Also, even for the gyms, it depends. There are some gyms which are doing some assessment.
Yeah.
You come, if you are a lady, They can measure your arm, left and right, your bust, your waist, your thighs, and all that. Then the goals comes in. So they have people who have long goals. Then there are those who have short goals.
Yeah.
So
that's good. But then I usually see sasa gym, sasa shida pia inakujianga kwa gym. But then I think this applies when it comes to personal training. Because gyms utapata wamehaya trainer wawili. Na hao trainer ndio wana handle everyone. So when you come, hana hiyo time ya kufanyia assessment yenu kuambia ingia kwa treadmill ama anza kuruka because kuna clients wengine ana handle at the same time.
I remember, I think the last time we spoke about if also the gym wants to employ a receptionist, the receptionist should also understand this. So the concept of the analysis, fitness analysis, the assessment part of it, the receptionist can also do to the client. Then the trainer comes, read the assessment. So even if the client comes, you'll know even the injury before the client tells you if he had the injury on the knee. Yeah. So it used to happen to the gym that I used to work in Kileleshwa. That's what we do. Yeah, we have no equipment, but those are some of the things that brings
Customers,
also.
yeah, they see you are serious.
Yeah, true.
For me, I usually, the funny thing, nowadays I don't do assessments. I used to do them, but then I usually basically ask very simple questions, especially injuries and maybe if they are sick in any manner. Those two. Because other assessments actually I can know them very easily. Like if they are mobile, their mobility, their strength, their maybe cardiovascular capacity. I can very easily know that because maybe from experience. But then kitambo ningepima hizo vitu. So nowadays, in the first session too, I can know during the first session where this client is, and then now I can record from there. Of course, I don't need really the specifics, but then I can at least gauge, I know wako here. And also now, depending on their goals, now we can be able to also put those goals there. Kama shida yao ni mobility, kama shida they are weak.
Yeah, I remember there's one of this trainer, I can't remember his name, he was talking about that in terms of hii story unakuja unaandika goals zako kwa hiyo assessment. Isipokuwa kia, you start complaining yet you wrote them down. They have no idea. For example, nasemanga I can't see any improvement, hakuna muscle nini. First of all, you haven't even the clothes that you used to wear, you haven't felt it kwanza ujue kama there are some changes.
Yeah.
Ukikuja ulikuwa unapumua na nguvu. The breathe ni ile normal.
Yeah.
Kama mtu anatembea hadi ukiwork out.
Yeah.
Then you're not like resting sana. Kama if you're hitting the gym, una hit. Those are some of the things that clients will focus on. Come endurance.
But then they don't understand it's for us to tell them that these also are goals that are like smaller goals. Of course, you have the bigger goal, but then now before you get to the bigger goals, your body has to accomplish these smaller goals. So that maybe they understand that and it will make sense to them. Maybe so you observed kama akipanda stairs hapa day one, I usually joke with them. Ni wakifika hapa, hey, hiyo ni stairs unahema hivyo tukupea kiti ukae chini. You know, he or she will remember that thing I said. I usually just say it. Ndio next time akikuja amwambia leo sijaona ukihema. So that's our way of telling them, you know, you have improved. And I say, by the way, siku hizi hata sihemi. Then namwambia you are doing well.
You're doing kama well. Squat akwenda na vile nafaa, alafu anaanza kwenda, hizo ndio vitu nafaa focus na.
Yes. So sometimes they don't know these smaller goals. It's for you to tell them this, sleeping well kama ulikuwa na struggle. Unamuulizanga hizi vitu because they won't tell you. Yanakwambia, by the way, siku hizi I sleep so nicely. Yeah, that's when they realize kumbe exercise inasaidia pia. Kuna mtu alikuwa anawekanga I had class where alikuwa anawekanga kiatu na mwiko. Like haikuwa inaingia lazima ashike mwiko isikumilie mpaka ndani. Siku hizi sasa namuuliza boys, anakuja sasa anavalia kiatu hapo mwenyewe. Ambia si unaona siku hizi hata utumie mwiko, inamaanisha nini? Umepungua umerudi. So those are small things that as much as they have a bigger goal, you also have to show them your progress. So we are headed in the right direction.
I guess the problem nowadays, the trainers, they don't want to tell the client the truth because maybe they are scared of they might lose their client.
Yeah, they start. But then now if you develop, the thing is when tumesema is like I think we have talked about this previously, developing good relationship
With the client.
So in Africa level you can talk these things freely.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So we have talked about that. So kitu ni ile in assessment and personalization abilities ni ile hautaki trainer mwenye anakupa anything without knowing your goals, without the guiding you to where you are going basically. So ukitaka kujua client nini trainer ako vizuri, anakuguiding, anakwambia hii wiki tunaenda hivi, hii wiki tunaongeza hivi, as in that's what we are saying. Now that's very easy to know.
Yeah, true.
That's very easy to know because clients are usually very careful about hey, tulifanya jana. Especially workers zenye hawapendi. Tumepiga burpees jana, Ambia yes, we did them, but then we'll keep doing them every day because we are improving our cardiovascular endurance. Yeah? Or agility, or whatever. So number 5, professionalism and ethics, which is a big thing when it comes to trainers. Yeah? Like some even trainers wengine hawana boundaries.
Yeah, true.
They're not professional. Ile hata ukimwambia kitu in confidentiality hawezi keep atandaki. So that's a big problem because I've had fellow trainers coming to tell me she's which is something yenye mtu alikwambia. Of course we share things as trainers, but then kuna zile vitu uliambiwa in confidence huwezi taka kuenda kuambia trainer mwingine, hata you can believe how close you are, unless tuseme una train client wangu, maybe siko naambia by the way client umechukua pole juu akona hivi. But then most of the thing ile ni nini ile ya kukosa boundaries, that's the biggest thing, especially if you are training a client mwenye ni of the opposite gender. So ndio hiyo inafanyanga tunaharibiwa sifa. Like trainers ni
because nowadays even if ukiambia una tu kwanza vile nimeweka nini yangu kwa profile mtu akiona tu ni trainer wewe ni trainer matrainer hapana sifa zenyu ni mbaya.
Yeah, there is that. We have a very bad CV.
Hizo dinosaur unaangalianga gym una expect na yani
hata nikikatia demo nimwambie mimi ni fitness trainer, ambie hey when walking red flag, I'm like what? No, sasa mimi niliendaka nikajikubali, so I usually tell them this is the work I do. If you don't trust me, that's your issue.
Mimi nawaambianga those are people assumptions.
Yeah.
But you haven't like tried nini.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's good ukipata ukiangalia trainer unaangalia hizo ni vitu zenye unaangalia kama is professional, kama naangalia pia na keep time, kama yeye ni msee wa kushinda kwa simu ama such a things. These are things that if you are paying a trainer, you are paying them for their services, so they should be able to at least try to maintain that kind of professionalism. Yeah. So and also kama trainer pia ongea. Mimi husema because kuna clients wengine kuanga misused by trainers na waongei. Yeah. So hivi unaona trainer anaanza tabia mbovu, mwambie I don't tolerate this kind of
there's some people who are very tough when it comes to that. But kuna watu wako comfortable, wako sawa.
So those are things hizo ni vitu rahisi. Wewe ukiona kama kitu haikupendezi na venye unatakanga, achana nayo, toka mbio. Number 6 ni motivational and leadership qualities. Whereby a great trainer inspires and pushes clients to go beyond their comfort zones, without using shaming tactics or coercion. So that's also a thing that, but that hii ni kitu yenye unaweza jua na day one. Venye mna meet na trainer, kama mna rhyme ama not.
That's true.
Yeah. Depending on venye anakuinspire, venye anaongea. Hii ni day one. Hii ni day, huyu unaweza jua kama hiyo gym au hiyo trainer ama
Anakupush and all that.
Kuna matrainer wengine ni ukikuja wewe ingia pale kwa squat. Ati yes niko na ingia piga squat, you know. They don't want to understand you and then okay. Umeanza mchezo.
Je, mimi nauliza client from a kama ni legs. From a scale of 1 to 10. How strong is your leg? Sasa akisema 3 ama 2 ako mbaya. Hadi kana kudanganya. But then akienda hapo ukiona anapeleka vile inafaa. Hii yake iko 8.
Iko 8. Sometimes wanadanganyanga, they don't even know their strength. Wewe ndio kuna ile unajua hapa venye ameenda kuna nguvu mingi. Unamwambia hiyo ni warm up. Sasa tunaenda real workout. So a trainer is a leader basically, so he should be able to inspire you, to lead you to your goals.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so a great trainer gets people to show up on their worst days. Yeah, worst days and still leaving them, you know, accomplished kind of. Number 7, progress tracking and accountability, which I think we have talked about, whereby as a trainer, anafaa at least ajue kama mlianza hapa mmefika wapi so far. And then akiona unakula machipo huko nje lazima akuambie, you know, if you don't stop this we want to get there, like they have to hold you accountable. Lakini kama wewe unaingia mwambie wewe ingia zoezi umemaliza sawa tuonana kesho, you know. Then
hadi wewe unajua client alikuwa anafanya nini kwa weekend. Kama alilala, alirest ama alikuwa shughuli zake, alipiga makonyagi zake ama you have no idea.
You have no idea what's going on. Yeah, so you have to track, you have to know where you are going. Yeah. Na pia kama client as much as you pay the trainer to train you, they also you are paying them to train you on habits management.
That's true.
So that you kind of adopt better behaviors, ukuwe mtu better. Kama ni unaenda kufanya ufala huko nje kukula venye unataka, anafaa pia at least kuguide on that. Yeah, so true. Number 8 ni adaptability and problem solving. Yeah. This is the big, mimi husema kama kuna biggest challenging kwa fitness kwa PT sana ni adaptability and problem solving. Whereby tuseme umepata client, unajua people think training is easy. Yeah, mtu mwenye hajawahi train watu wanaonanga nafikiria kumbe majamani madem tu. Sasa wacha ukuje upate client mwenye mguu moja imove.
Ni kweli.
Na amekuja zoezi. That's your biggest test. How do you have that client? Because kuna client alikujanga hapa, hii mguu hivi iko straight, I move. So akitembea
ilikuwa tu stiff.
Iko stiff, alikuwa amewekewa so iko hivyo. Nothing, it's not move. Hii moja ndio ina move. Mtu kama yeye anampigisha aje leg.
I think for a start for that such client, I think mobility.
Ama zoezi. No, hii leg haiwezi move because imewekewa sijui nini. Hii like it's useless. So
ni ile ya kuweka plastic.
Sijui ilikuwa aje. But then the fact is it can't move.
Okay.
It can't move. Hivyo tu. Kuna mwingine hii magoti imeisha. Hawezi hata squat, hata yule normal squat.
So the pain is ni ile massive kabisa ama
they have like I don't know, joint arthritis or something. Mkine wako sijui na ile ni ile inaitwa arthritis ya bone, inaitwa ya back, osteoporosis. So there are so mwingine akona sciatica. So that's the biggest challenge of a trainer, because when you get such a client ndio unagunduanga kumbe hii job ni ngumu.
Nilikuwa na client fulani. Si nilikuwa nakwambia alikuwa na kishoko zile maradio nini huko ndani. Na alikamenge gym. Haizi piga squat, haizi inua chuma, haizi tembea. Au kwa nini? That was the biggest challenge that I had. But sasa mimi nilikuwa namtrain vile naweza. Kama ni squat anajishikilia.
Yeah.
Kama ni kitu mzito, kama ni kitu mzito. Kama ni kitu mzito. Kama ni kitu mzito umpati, unampea tu ile yenye anaweza yeye mwenyewe as an individual. Ana control.
Nataka nini mama? Okay.
As the time goes akaanza kuimprove. Then pia inategemea vile inategemea pia vile unaelewana na yeye. Na hao watu kama wakisha kuwa na wewe ni hard for kuenda kwa msemo mwingine.
Very true. Ukisha move hata wao wanaona kama wanakufanga bana. Hawaendangi kwingine, wanaoza.
Sasa vile nilitowanga huko, na yeye akaacha gym na akaenda sasa ushago.
Inakwanga hivyo. So that's the real test of training.
So the problem comes in. Napanga kuna wale wapendi kutoboka nafikia hiyo kazi tu.
No, you have to explain to them. You have to, as much as we are talking about empathy, you have also to understand the kind of work you have to put in this class. You what this is a job. This person has come because if they are going for a service in the hospital, they want to negotiate.
Do you know that the lady told me that I manikao da? Nilimmanikao.
Nini?
After aliambiwa ati.
Oh, ati
aliambiwa gym inafaa ulipe do hivi na hivi. Na ukumbuke, this no can come to Shula train a specific client. Then you expect I pay the gym alone. Alafu mimi asinilipe.
Oh, no.
You get it?
Special clients. Hata mimi waambia hivyo, special population you have to pay extra. I'm not going to train you because I'm going to sacrifice time ya watu wengine ni kuattend. Yeah? Hiyo nayo ni lazima.
Because those people they require their own time peke yao.
Yes, attention. You have to be
mpatia kama ni squat hiyo unajaribu waende chini peke yake alafu umeenda kwa tendia mwingine that client might even fall.
Yes, exactly. Lazima ukwe hapo.
The client might even fall. But ukiwa hapo kuna vile unaweza mshikilia.
Ama umodify workout. Umreplace ama nini whatever they need. Yeah, ni kama mtu tuseme even those mwenye hata mtu amekuwa injury akikuja physiotherapy you can't charge them the same. Yeah? Because wakienda physiotherapy, that's why they come to the gym. Because they think it's cheaper. Physiotherapy is expensive. But then you also you have to charge them. Yeah, so the biggest test here, so ukienda kwa PT, you knowing a good trainer ni ile akona hiyo ability ya ku help a client who has different challenges. Like ukipiga squat uone haiendi squat, how do they handle that? Sio ati nikuforce mwambie fungua miguu banaenda chini. Maybe he put whatever yake pelvic bone yake iko hivyo iko tight hawezi enda chini. So that's it basically, and I think for me hiyo ndio kitu tu ilinifanyanga hata nikapenda fitness, because being able to help people who are in such a position, because kuna time tu nilikuwa na train watu wako na special needs. Because at some point nilikuwa shule fulani hapo, I used to go and do exercise and near special children too. Mazee, that stuff, if you as a teacher you can be able to handle such a kids, mazee mta, because this wengine hata hawajui kitu unafanya. You have to be that patient, you have to help them. Kila mtu akuwe na fun. Now you see like there are maybe like 50 kids mazee. And you have, so anyway, tumemaliza hiyo, so tumebakisha 2. Number 9 ni client testimonials and the results. Basically hiyo ni rahisi kujua, and I think what also brings clients to trainers ni ile clients tuseme
ama referrals,
that's client testimony.
Niliona unakaa fiti, I have this personal trainer fulani hivi ananifanyia hivi na hivi na hivi.
Yeah,
na nini
hizo ni muhimu sana. So that will automatically tell you that this person knows what they are doing, because you can see results. Mtu hahitaji kukuambia ati ile na squeeze nani ana unakaa fiti, kuja nikuonyeshe. Yeah, so that's a thing. Basically, hiyo si haina mambo mingi. Number 10, that's why kuna trainers wengine mi naonanga they only sell results. Hivyo tu. Hawasemangi ati waji advertise. Ni ile wanakuonyesha where we started, where we are, where we are. Hivyo tu. Na they make good because now kuna hizo results they get more. And I think if ni venye hatukuangi serious, hata sisi tungekuwa tunajibrand hiyo design tungekuwa mbali. Wewe unashikilia client mmoja ama wawili. Unakufa na wao. Lakini una document their journey vizuri. Na wewe uko serious kabisa na wewe uwasukume.
I think that's where the tracking part of it comes in.
Yeah, you have to be serious. Like ikiwa ulali, ukiamuka ni hauna wasaidia aje. Leo tunasaidiana aje wamefika wapi?
Jana ulala how many hours? Leo jaribu. Ulali. Ulikunywa maji glass ngapi? Leo jaribu piga hivi.
Lazima. Sasa you can get more na utacharge vizuri. Number 10, lifestyle and personal fitness. Basically, a trainer doesn't have to look like a bodybuilder, but they should practice what they preach. Yeah, so their lifestyle should reflect discipline, balance, and commitment to health, basically. So you should look the part, basically. Mtu akikuangalia hivi,
wewe ni trainer.
Mimi hawanionangi kama trainer lakini
Content iko.
Juu ya mwili.
Content iko.
Unajua kuna time nilikuwa nakaanga hapo wanakuja. Trainer kwa wapi? But then you see for me I got used to it so it doesn't really bother me because I made peace with myself. Of course there are some people who like it this way or like this way, which is okay. But then I also know myself like na wale wenye watakuja wanasema wewe ndio trainer you know. Okay, so but then the thing ni ile you practice what you preach. So ukipata trainer yeye anakuambia acha chapati na anararua chapati 10, tunajua mtu kama huyo hapa.
but it's good to do what works for you and what doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah. Very true. But then kuna zile habits basically they cut across. Huwezi ambia mtu acha pombe na wewe ndio unalala kwa mitaa. So unamwambia kama ni moderation au una moderate kama unamwambia like you are practicing that so. Yeah, so I think we have come to the end of our conversation today. So sijui kama kuna kitu yote unataka kuongezea.
I think logistic and budget.
Okay.
Wewe kuja kwa Mzangila unataka you cannot come to Mzangila you want him to be your personal client. Bado ujipanga financially.
That's part of the client. But then tunaongelea part ya
see how to choose a good trainer.
Okay. How to so I can go with that line.
So the logistic and the budget, that's what I was talking about. In terms of if you're coming to the gym, first of all, maybe unaweza kuwa umejipanga you really want to start.
Yeah.
But huwezi kuja gym kwa shilo. If you want to start, lazima ukuwe na finances number 1 to pay. And also if you want a personal training, lazima pia ufike bei yake at the end of the day. So that also the client, because anajua the trainer knows if you can afford this amount of money, now that's what I'm capable. Then the home nikule and all that. I also have napata nguvu. I also come and train you the play nafa.
Okay.
But sasa kama ufiki bei, then utapata even if the client alikubali the amount that ulimwambia, but ako anataka hiyo amount, the client won't be okay even if alikubaliana. So atakuwa reluctant in terms of other things.
Okay. Well, that's an application that falls right also for the client majorly. Of course, knowing how much the trainer charges might tell you the level they are at. If a trainer is expensive, it means their value is higher because as trainers we all have different levels or whatever. Kuna mtu anajua tu secret yake. Ama the experience they have ama whatever they have. As there's something they have that makes them rank themselves because it's more there's also hierarchy in training. Unaweza pata kuna mtu anajua kitu fulani, akikushika miezi 2-3 ushachini. Kuna mwingine atamkaa na yeye 10 months.
Hawezi.
Hakuna
Hadi
change.
push up yenyewe 10 reps noma.
Noma. Yeah, so that's a thing. Yeah, that's a thing. Okay, good. For me, I don't think there's another. Maybe kuna kadhaa, but then for now, I can't think of any. Yeah, so it has been a good conversation.
Absolutely.
So I think we'll meet again another time. Tutajaribu kuwa consistent because we have time. See, at the time hatuna ile maybe tunakosa kujipanga mapema. Tukue more consistent. The thing is, remember to subscribe, maze to support, comment, share to your friends as well. Usikue mtu mgumu na information. We are sharing it so that others can as well get help. Yeah. From my side, Mzangila out.
Agwash Fitness. And also, if you have something like you feel like we should want us to talk about, just write in the comment section, and we'll tell you about it.
Perfect. Cheers. God bless. Till next time.
Nice.